Hello out there, thanks for joining us on Politics Extra. Of course, this is the period we take a look at all the critical events around Nigeria. We take a look at the political developments, we provide education, and 2019 is our focus. How do we go about it? And what are those challenges that we are facing that we should surmount? And how do we collectively make sure that in 2019 we have a free, fair elections under a very peaceful atmosphere? My name is Imansuangbon. Welcome to the program Politics Extra, and it is the production of the Progressive Impact Organization for Community Development, PRIMORG. PRIMORG is PRIMORG, and we are registered in Nigeria just to contribute to the development of the country through education. And you can join us live on our Facebook page, Official PRIMORG, as we talk. And on this program, Tuesdays and Thursdays, we trade in facts. Facts, and provide Nigerians the opportunity to get up-to-date political information and analysis. Analysis that is unbiased, that is pure, that you can take away. Provide you all the information that you need. And we assist in creating awareness on citizens' rights to demand for accountability and good governance. It is your right to demand for accountability and good governance. Our guest today is Kenneth Imansuangbon, an educationist, a politician, and a lawyer, a former APC member. If I also say he was a former PDP member, I will also be correct. But he's back to the PDP fold. He's attempted many times to impress the people of Edo State that he wants to be their governor. But I can tell you that he can write so many books on the challenges faced by genuine Nigerians who want to contribute, but they are frustrated by the system. That was the original program that we set out to do today, to share his experience with us. How is it that people who really want to contribute to this, to the development of the country, using their own resources, who have never been in government, running their companies and making their money, cannot really easily find the headway into taking the ticket of either the governorship, senator. Those who take it are those who have always been around, and you need to worship in the shrines of those who are valuable, who are the godfathers, to be able to get what you want to get. While we were talking about this and making arrangements for today's program, the issue of the child set in Abuja came in, and it's one that is unfortunate. Abuja is almost grounded. The banks closed down early today. Schools are forced to keep their kids and their children at school, and a lot of other things happening. But we'll be coming to Kenneth Imansuangbon in a short while. Let's first get your feedback, and you can get to us through mailbox, that is politicsextra@primorg.org. Like I said, PRIMORG is PRIMORG, and Adaobi will lead us into our mailbox.
Thank you. Our mail is from Francis in Abuja, and he says, "The president and his team does their thing, while, as I have noticed, the vice president does damage control. First, he went around telling Nigerians every day how corrupt the PDP is and how they plunged Nigeria beyond the realization of APC's campaign promises. Next, he struggled to explain how Nigerians' multi-ethnicity makes it nearly impossible for restructuring. Thirdly, while the murder of innocent Nigerians went largely unchecked, he was tasked with the job of suiting the pains by touring IDP camps in some affected states, boosted by a mocking 10 billion naira. Many thanks for your mails. Keep them coming through politicsextra@primorg.org or info@abonsuremi.com. I am Obiabumo Adaobi."
Thank you so much. That will be at politicsextra@primorg.org. We have to reduce our mails because we have a lot of fireworks with regard to the issues on the ground with Kenneth Imansuangbon in the studio. But just before we get to him, as usual, I will give you some updates on current news developments around Nigeria, and the very robust Kiss FM newsroom will provide us that. Olatokewa Ayode, how is today?
Nigeria today is fine. We all know that all is not well with Nigeria. The shites are really taking over the whole city in Abuja here, protest here and there, clamor everywhere. Before coming up, I heard that right now at Yanya there is a police that has been burnt to ashes.
Police vehicle?
Yes, and a policeman too. I don't know how true that is, but it's obvious that even in the city center, They have been everywhere. So I think right now we just don't know what 2019 election is going to look like, and there's need for peace in Nigeria.
I'm very optimistic that the event calls for concerted efforts for everybody's hands to be on the deck, and that the government must wake up to its responsibility. The shy protests, which started on Saturday again, reverberating around the city, and the military accepted that certain injuries were done, not just injuries. Some Major General James Yam, Commander Army Garrison Headquarters, issued a statement to the media who said that the sets who were supposedly in procession established an illegal roadblock denying motorists for free passage. He said when the troops convoy attempted to clear the roadblock, they met stiff opposition from the sect. Members of the sect used various objects to barricade the road and also pelted the troops with stones and other dangerous items. They smashed both military and civilian vehicles, windscreens and windows. They also attempted to overrun the escorts and cut away the ammunition and the missiles. Missiles the troops were escorting. This, according to him, led to the troops opening fire to extricate themselves, and consequently, the troops of the 102 Guards Battalion, in whose area of responsibility this incident occurred, rushed to the convoy's rescue. Unfortunately, according to the statement, during the encounter, 3 members of the set were killed and 2 soldiers sustained various degrees of injuries and have been treated at a military medical facility. Major General James Yan, Commander Army Garrison Headquarters, who wrote an email statement to the media. Of course, El Zazaki is standing trial on an 8-count charge bordering on inciting violence, public disturbances, and attempt to allegedly assassinate Chief of Army Staff Buratai, and he's being kept in detention against the court order which said he should be released. That is the background to all the crisis we have in Abuja and the protests. The protesters are, like I described them in our early morning program here, their audacity is one that you cannot you cannot comprehend. I cannot imagine that they will climb onto moving armored tanks, and some say they actually attempt to seize guns from rifles from soldiers. They are so determined to press home their demand that they sometimes don't even really care whether their lives are lost. But the response is what we'll also be talking about. If somebody chooses to commit suicide, should you kill the person? Are there no ways we can bring them in and begin to tell them how to do it the best way? And how do we solve the problems that degenerated into this problem? The detention of their leader, even when the court says they should be released. Should we turn Nigeria into a bloody environment? Which other reports do you have?
I also have the Buhari's visit to Kaduna today, and he assured that federal government will take strong measures. He says strongest measures possible to punish perpetrators of the crime in Kaduna. I think that too is another thing. Though federal government is trying, they are trying to nip it in the bud, but how far can their threats go? Should I say it's a threat? Because we've always said over time government is going to take action, government is going to take action, and people are dying by the day.
Yeah, because before you know now from Kaduna the crisis will go to Benue, from Benue to go to Jos.
They said they will not go scot-free, but what are the measures that have to be in place to make sure that...
But it's good that the president has gone there.
Yes, that's a good one.
It's a good one that he has gone to Kaduna to see things for himself. There's nothing as good as going there to see for yourself. The president has gone to Kaduna. Kaduna has been under some tension in the recent past with curfews, and people are locked in their homes because of the incident. The third one, we have the last one.
Minimum wage.
The minimum wage. Now we are talking about states that cannot pay salaries, even the 18,000. Then there's plan to go on strike by the NLC that the minimum wage must be 30,000. When it becomes 30,000, what do we do when we cannot pay 18,000? Well, this threat is on, and the government should be talking with them, because no matter what happens, there should be a point of convergence where we can quickly solve the problem. Thank you so much, Ayoade. And then let's meet Kenneth Imansuangbon, an educationist, politician, and a lawyer. Thank you for joining me on the program.
Thank you, Austin. I'm glad to be here.
Then we have a lot of. Let us just begin from the frustration. Let us just quickly knock off within the short time before we come to the issues of governance. Primaries are just over a lot of complaints. It has always been like that. I think you even know it better than myself because you have been there in the trenches every time trying to organize primaries. And then you discover that those who you love most, or those who claim to love you most, are the ones that would give you the back hit at the end of the day, and you get almost frustrated out of the. What are the challenges with people, the leadership recruitment process in Nigeria?
Very poor, Austin. It's a pity that our country is, in our very eyes, we're losing our nation. Democracy is almost going away because the political parties are not helping issues. The godfathers hijacked the process. We've never had it so bad the way it is today in our country. I'll use my.
Is that the reason you are very impatient with them? You leave APC.
I'll tell you my story.
You leave PDP. You join PDP. Then you are back.
I'll tell you my story.
Yes.
My story is very sad in the sense that I have joined the political system. I'm a lawyer. I read law in Ife. I'm an educationist. I joined the educational industry because I thought, I know that the only way to develop my country is to educate the future, which is our children. So we've done well in those areas. I said, okay, let's move it beyond education and law practice, and let's get into the political arena. But getting into the political arena is like getting to hellfire in Nigeria. Because if you have conscience, then you are the enemy of the godfathers and the leaders. We have joined ACD back to PDP, PDP back to APC.
And now back to PDP again.
Now back to PDP, trying to navigate. But unfortunately, the history have been very sad because no free and fair primaries. If the godfathers don't like you, you will not.
They will just simply ask you to.
Yes, of course, wait. Yeah, you wait forever.
That is if you are lucky that they even ask you to wait. They probably allow you to spend all your money.
Absolutely. So the story is a shame because the country is ours. It's our duty to build the country. That's what's been keeping the good guys out. But there are some of us with courage, and it's our country. We'll wither the storm.
Continue to try.
Yeah, we'll wither the storm, and God willing, I see hope at the end of the tunnel. Because the system can't just continue this way. Something is going to happen. I foresee a revolution coming soon in our country, where the people will say, no, enough is enough. The true things must be done. Things must be done.
When you say revolution, the thing gets my heart beat. I mean,
when
you say revolution, because there are so many types of revolution.
Yeah, but not violent revolution. Of course, for example, in 2019 there will be revolution. Of course, I can tell you from what is going on today now.
From what you can see.
From what I'm seeing, and all Nigerians are seeing. If you look at the city, I've been in Abuja for 30 years. I've never seen Abuja the way it is in the past 1 week. Where you see soldiers walking the streets with guns, where you see hopelessness visibly written on the faces of Nigerians, where you see fear pervading the Nigerians. Nigerians are now caged, we're living in fear. So when I'm going to take this, we must take our country back, not by violence, but by the ballot paper.
Yeah.
So through the ballot paper,
I like that explanation.
Through the ballot paper, my call.
Before some people begin to get excited.
No. We've gone beyond violent eruption, but there will be political eruption, where the Nigerian people, the voters, will say enough.
Now, what is wrong with our Nigerian state?
Well, what is wrong is greed, corruption, nepotism, injustice, the murder of the rule of law, no process. Criminals are being eulogized. Thieves are the one we celebrate. Men of industry and hard work are never recognized. You go to church or a mosque now,
the front row is reserved for
the 419ers and those that have stolen those have assassinated people or thieves. Today in Nigeria, Nigeria is the only country where when you buy a brand new car, nobody will ask you what kind of job
are you doing
to earn this kind of car, or you have a house in Metama. I have been building a house for the past 5 years in my village. I've not been able to finish it because it's a process. I'm owing banks, for example, to run the schools. I'm owing banks to pay salaries. That's how it's done. But today, some of us who are the hardworking Nigerians, we are now the laughing stock of our country. Those who studied medicine, those who read engineering, computers, those who studied very hard in our country today are the laughing stock and the ridicule of our society. So the society is not going to work like that. We also, I know you travel often, many times. I have been around the world. In America, for example, where I'm used to, you don't become a millionaire overnight.
No.
You earn it.
Yes.
The
system will query you.
The system will check you. If you pay $10,000 into your account, the system will say, where did you get the 10,000? What taxes did you pay?
Yeah.
How long have you been working? It's not so today in our country. Thieves have taken over. Corrupt people have taken over. I mean, today they say they are in labor. You lead labor to deceive the people to get up there and to inflict afflictions and punishment to people. Nobody is going to accept that. This will not last. That's what I'm saying. It is a question of time.
I believe you will have a question. But before you ask your question, let me narrow it down to the 2019 elections. Because when we talk about a system that doesn't work, a system that promotes that doesn't promote industry, that doesn't promote merit, a system that allows mediocrity to thrive, a system that makes it impossible for those who have the ideas to sit behind, is all about leadership.
Yeah, true. I must say this. One of the problems of our political system today is that men and women with talents and ability are the victims of our society. In political circles today in Nigeria, if you're a man, a woman of talent, ability, potentials given by God, you are suspected ab initio from the beginning. But it will change because men like us were involved. God willing, I know in my lifetime God will allow us to see the Nigerian of our dream. The failure of the Nigerian state is purely because of poor leadership.
Yeah.
Make no mistake about this. Our leaders have failed the Nigerian people. From A to Z, they are clueless. They got no answer to the problem of our country.
Has it always been like this? I mean, is it in 1960 to this period?
Well, it's never been like this. Growing up, I must say.
Because I have had people who say, look, even our nationalists, they celebrated independence without really laying the foundation.
In the days, no. It was not like this growing up. I must tell you, I remember in the secondary school, Awolowo came to campaign. There was no violence. As a secondary school boy, I had to trek 2 hours to catch the glimpse of Chief Awo's face. I remember a short, diminutive guy, very, bold, and he came waving. But today, where are the debates? I can tell you in 2019, some people would not be at the debate, and yet you want to be president. Where on earth is it being done? So the country must now know that it's either we make it or we lose our country. That's where we are.
Just like you said about the debates, I remember yesterday on the program, Reverend Father Kuka was saying, where are the likes of Martin Luther King, where they wrote their speech and we could still refer to it today. Yeah. We don't have them anymore in Nigeria. But my worry is that most of every average Nigerian have something to change the system. But the fact is, when they get there most times, they end up being influenced by the system. So I don't know, is it that the system is so thick?
Is it the system? I mean, when you say, because it is what the system throws up.
Yes.
The leadership recruitment process, it's a process that throws up leadership. Like you talked about primaries just now. People who want to run the primaries, they go there to run the primaries. You discover that those who are really genuinely interested in doing something, they don't get the recommendations of the leaders of the party, and so a lot of things happen. Now, what do we do? They have, at least Atiku Abubakar said there will be restructuring. APC said even when you were a member of the APC, their manifesto talk about restructuring, devolving powers, so that the process can begin to throw up good leadership.
Yeah, but one of the reasons why I left the APC was their failure to meet their promise to the Nigerian people. For example, one of their promises they gave was that they were going to restructure the nation.
Yes.
They failed to restructure the country. They said they were going to.
But they are doing it.
No.
There's the Empire Committee that is working on.
You see, I must say this. APC is a failed party. They have disappointed us. They will meet us by 2019. Nigerians will vote them out. There's nothing they will do. Nobody's going to take any rigging. Those who think they will rig in 2019, they are living.
But back to the same question that we asked. It's easy to make promises. The PDP and the APC, they are making promises. They also make promises in the past. Why is it that when they make promises,
I'll tell you. Atiku is going to restructure the country. Atiku is going to fix the economy. Atiku is going to make sure that jobs are created, given to Nigerians.
That's your hope. That's your aspiration.
He will do it. Look, I'll tell you, Buhari is on his way out. If we vote in Atiku and Atiku does not do what Nigerians want, we'll vote him out. We can't. Look, you're asking me to give you my sovereignty. What I voted Buhari in 2015.
Yes.
I made sure that he won my ward in Ewemi Ward 2. He won my 2 votes in Edo State. Against Jonathan, who was from the south, a Christian like me. It doesn't matter to me then. All that I wanted was that at least within my ward and my local government, we want the local government.
You saw the promises and you believe.
Yes, I believe because then I thought Buhari, as a former general, would do the bidding for the country.
So what hope have you that Atiku Abubakar will do?
Yes, after 3 years, on good conscience, I now believe, this is my personal belief.
Yes.
Mr. President has failed the country. He does not deserve a comeback. Atiku would win. We are good Nigerians. I can tell you, go on the streets around the country, the post favors him. If he doesn't, we will also boot him out. Look, this is our country.
Yes.
I'm 54. At 54, I can't give my sovereignty, submit it to you, and you don't give me a good country. I'm not going to take that. I'm calling on Nigerians. We should not, the share should not take laws into their hands. Nobody should take laws into their hands. Ours is to build a strong, varied democracy. Let's build our country. Look at tiny Ghana. Thrice consecutively, they have voted out each government. That have stabilized Ghana. Ghana is now an envy of the international community. And that's what will happen in Nigeria. We voted out Jonathan. Buhari is going to be voted out.
If Atiku doesn't do well, if he wins the election,
we will put him out. So it's not about, look, Nigeria is not about anybody. Are we here? Am I here because of Atiku or because of Buhari? I'm a Nigerian. Whatever I'm saying, look, I don't mind if I'm a taxi driver on the street of Abuja. But let me have peace. Let the schools work for my children. Let the hospital work. Let the roads never again be death traps. That's what we want. And the desire and the desire of Nigerians is very easy and simple. Unfortunately, our leaders have been bad and wicked. Most of our leaders, not all of them.
But the bloodletting all over Nigeria is one. The Boko Haram, the crisis in Jos, in Plateau, in Kaduna.
Austin, let me ask you. Maybe I will ask you and Adabi and my sister that is here. How did we get to where we are now as a people? It's shameful. This was not the country I grew up in. Growing up in Djibouti those days, I remember I would walk into the Muslim community when they are doing their fasting. I will eat their food, and they will come when we are doing Christmas, and they will eat the Christmas chicken. I remember that growing up, there was so much love. We loved one another. There was no suspicion, but then there were values. We had culture. Our cultures were working. The school system at least were working.
Yeah.
The hospitals were working. We had trust. Neighbors loved each other. Today, what we have, you are measured by the kind of cars or houses you have. The idiots that didn't go to school, those who couldn't pass their WAEC, and those who don't even have certificate to show now, they won't leading us, leading the political parties. Nobody's going to accept that anymore. Nigerians, take back your country through the ballot process. Some of us are already working with the international community. We will make sure the country comes back. I've got 4 kids. It is my own decision now that Nigeria must work for my 4 kids and all other children under my care. Look, today everybody was running 6 and 7, zigzagging, scared. Is that the country we want to leave behind? Austin, you must be ashamed of yourself. You must be looking right into my eyes now. I know you are more than 50. If you are a Nigerian hearing my voice, any Nigerian who is more than 50 or 45, we have failed our country. Shame unto you. This was not the country Sadana left behind. It was not the country the great Zik left behind. This was not the country Awolowo left behind. This is not the country we should leave behind for our kids. I visited Chief Tony Anene today of blessed memory. I thought Austin Asani Sharma would have actually observed a minute silence for that.
That's a very sad one. We have actually been observing that since, and it's one that legacy of Tony Anene is one that will take in a different day. But the time is almost running out, and let's quickly look at the solution. You have talked about the desire to take back the country. How do we take back this country? How do we make sure that leaders take responsibility for actions?
Yes.
How do we make sure that people who are entrusted with leadership duties and roles are they see the citizenry as their masters rather than their servants?
Yeah, quickly, Austin, the president must be given a little bit of kudos in the area of corruption. But why I will not even give him 5, I only give him 2 or 3%, is because his fight against corruption is selective. He must take it beyond the opposition. Yeah, everybody, Tinubu should explain the money he has, how did he get it? Or Shomale's big houses that he has all over the world, where did he get it? I used to know Shomale. I stepped down for him in 2006. I've been working all my life. A former labor leader, where do you have the kind of money you have? That's the country that will emerge. Make no mistake, Nigeria is coming. If anybody think corruption will continue, na lie.
Let's talk about how do we get
developed.
How do we
get developed?
Yeah, because everybody is like grumbling.
Okay, number one, let me quickly tell you 5 things to do. Number one, observation of the rule of law.
Yeah, everyone must be.
Nobody should be bigger than the law.
Nobody should be above the law.
Yes. Number two, equity, fairness, and justice. Number 3, democratic principle must be observed and obeyed. Number 4, hard work, industry must be regarded and rewarded. Those who are 419ers, who have stolen our money, they should hide themselves in shame. In those days, if I go take something from my where they play, I bring it home, my mama and my papa will say, my son, where did you get this? Return it. Is it sold today? Lastly, we must begin to do things well.
Efficiency.
Thank
you very much. Kenneth Imansuangbon couldn't have gotten it better. A nationalist, somebody who is passionate about Nigeria and in a hurry. Although he's 54, he's optimistic that things can still turn around. I can tell you that there are people who have lost they have lost hope, they have lost faith. We want to encourage them to key into your anointing and begin to get hope that everything will work well. I am in your camp. I believe that Nigeria will work well, and that it remains for all of us to quickly put our hands on the deck to get things work out. Now, we just want to quickly encourage you to drop a line for us. Tell us how you feel about what you hear here, and if you have some things to tell us, politics extra at primemong.org, and you can volunteer to join Primemong in whatever area we are doing our duties to make sure that Nigerians, everybody, will play our role, particularly these elections. The time will come when we'll ask you to switch off your radio if you don't have a voter card, so that you don't even listen to us. We are going to inundate you, tell you what to do and how to go about it. Okay, Imansuangbon Suremi here. Please do have a wonderful day. When we come back on Thursday by 5 p.m., we'll have more. We'll have a wonderful evening and stay out of trouble. Thanks.